What is going on, Polestar fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to give you a good overview of things that you need to know with Polestar, what is kind of moving the price and what big money is doing. So I'm going to go over all the stuff you need to know. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe, always greatly appreciated. And with that, let's get right to it. So we are currently up almost about 5.5%. Very positive day, and this is largely because of CPI. So as I've been saying over the last little bit, this week is a very important week because we have CPI coming out today, and tomorrow we have the Feds making their interest rate decision. CPI did in fact come in lower. So year over year, forecast was 7.3, did in fact come in at 7.1. Month over month, it did come in at a little bit lower than expected as well. So once again, that's a little bit more of a positive aspect. And if you look at the breakdown, because I like to look exactly what is happening behind the scenes, it's one thing just looking at the numbers and just seeing it going down, but you need to look at exactly what is happening. So again, this might be a little bit more of a side tangent, but this is obviously what is influencing the price of Polestar today. So looking here, you can see the actual all items was up 0.1%, and this is for November. Energy, which unfortunately is one aspect of CPI that's a little bit more negative, but energy was down 1.6%. So insinuating other basket items are up 1.6 or 1.4, whatever it is. So again, that might be a little bit more of a negative. I think this is just a little bit more reassuring. And as of right now, people are just plainly looking at the numbers and not necessarily the actual data, because in fact, it does show the other basket items are going up. So once again, I think people are just very optimistic and wanting some reason to go up. And unfortunately, Polestar's been in a very interesting case because our previous earnings were absolutely amazing, but we've been going down. And it does suck in the short term, especially more so if you are a very long-term investor. But largely, we are following the other EV makers, more specifically Tesla, which obviously Polestar and Tesla are the only pure EV plays that are on a global scale. So unfortunately, as of right now, this is they're just following Tesla. And just refresh it right now, everything is very much green. So hopefully we do regain a couple of spots. It was, I believe, in third position as far as the largest EV by market cap roughly about 3 weeks ago, and definitely does have a lot of upside potential. But what is big money doing? What is shorts doing? I'm going to give you a good breakdown. So this is all the transactions on the secondary market. So that's an exchange that both you and I trade on. Generally, Polestar's never really been one that has a lot of volume. You do see some abnormal volume here on the 2nd, on December 2nd, but as of today, it's been fairly quiet. As far as the dark pool transactions, once again, a little bit more quiet. And I think in general, dark pool transactions for Polestar are typically used just by shorts, just to cover and open up new positions or close. So I don't really necessarily look at the dark pool transactions for Polestar because, like I said, they're very much used by shorts. So I'm going to give you a good breakdown. And as you can see, we are currently up 3.5%. So like I said, clearly people are just very much looking at this initially and now finally digesting exactly what the true data is saying. So we're going down a little bit, but nothing really to worry about in my opinion. Short score is currently 85. Higher the number, the higher the likelihood of a squeeze happening. Utilization is 99.91, so that's relatively high. Again, that is a very good attribute to have if you are going to have a squeeze. And right now, shorts are increasing roughly about 9,000 shares. So pretty small, pretty flat in the grand scheme of things. But right now, the grand total is 10.19 million shares being shorted, 9.29% of the free float. So that's all fine and dandy. But what I want to draw your attention to is the cost to borrow average. So 361%. So that's on an annual basis. So a short, if they want to get into Polestar, they're paying a ton of money. So again, that might be a positive sign if you are a short-term investor or possibly even a long-term investor. Definitely seeing that is a very good thing, in my opinion. And of course, I'm not here saying that Polestar is going to have a squeeze by any means. I just like to bring up short interest because it's a pretty good benchmark for the opposite individuals out there. So let me know your thoughts on that. I just want to give you a good breakdown because, like I said, I want to give you a broad overview of every aspect that you need to know. So what big money has been doing behind the scenes outside of more so intraday stuff, this is all the transactions. So you do see the big ones. So Geo, Torso, they did increase their position a little bit, and this is as of November the 30th. Outside of that, it's just the basic stuff that we already knew, that Bank of America, for instance, increased 1.1% or 1.1 million shares, I should say. So I think in general, though, Polestar does have a lot of good upside potential. And in general, though, I think people's sentiment with Polestar is that it's just there. people know it exists. People know that it produces a ton of vehicles. Just oddly enough, people aren't a very big fan of it. I'm not necessarily sure why. I haven't been able to put my finger on it, but there's obviously diehard Tesla fans. There's diehard Lucid fans. Of course, I do Lucid videos as well. But when it comes down to Polestar, oddly enough, it just doesn't have that big of a following, and I don't understand why, because it does have a lot of good assets, and especially more so based on the Q3 earnings, it blew almost every one of these EVs out of the water. So it's just a little bit more inconsistencies, if you want to call it that. One positive news that did come out is that they are opening up a new electric vehicle retail location in Tampa. And historically, all of these new retail locations opening up for all EVs do increase demand and obviously sales. So that's always a very good sign. Probably won't see anything develop from that until more so Q1, but again, that might be a positive sign with that. Just going to cap it off with some technical analysis. So as of right now, we are currently, like I said, up 2.3% now. So we're tapering down a little bit, but I do have the 5100, 200-day moving averages, Bollinger Bands, RSI, stochastic, and momentum. Oddly enough, surprisingly, today number of retail investors are just down. So once again, that might not necessarily be the best thing. Obviously, people are very not trusting about the stock market as of late. Stochastic is currently at 21, so that is extremely oversold. So potentially this is why we went up as fast as we were, because just the technicals are overdue for a rally in that aspect. RSI is currently at 49, and on the actual chart, we are above that 50-day moving average. So hypothetically, even though we've been going down since around the $8 range or whatever it is, we still are a little bit more positive. And I know that might be a little bit more of a weird concept to think about, but it is what it is. That's how technicals work. And oddly enough, I did do a video, I think one of these 2 days, and I did say that most likely we were going to be trending down to the $6 range. And this is a very important kind of a support point that we do need to really acknowledge. So let me know your thoughts on all of that in the comments below. Give yourself a shout out in the comments below as well if you've been buying Polestar. I am very, very happy with my average of $4.49 or 48 cents, but I'm very happy with that. So once again, take advantage, do your own due diligence. I'm not a financial advisor. Clearly, I'm just listing a bunch of facts for you guys. If you guys find it relevant, then take it. If not, disregard it. It's simple as that. So with all that, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciated. And with that said, let's all make a lot of money on Polestar.